Well, in other news, a good portion of the funds for advertising in the U.S. presidential race comes from secret donations. More than a third of the advertising money has been provided by nonprofit groups that will never have to reveal their donors. The majority of this secret money has so far been spent, that is, for the Republican presidential hopefuls. Millions of dollars have also been spent in the legislative races. The revelation raises concerns over the level of secrecy in the upcoming 2012 U.S. elections. Back in 2010, the U.S. Supreme Court gave corporations First Amendment rights to make unlimited campaign contributions. Experts say that decision has paved the way for the possibility of widespread corruption in the U.S. politics. Well, for more on the U.S. politics, we're joined by Brent Budowsky, columnist from The Hill. Mr. Budowsky, thank you for joining us again on World News. This secret money or donations are help-funded elections. How are they considered legal?
Well, they're legal because the Supreme Court of the United States made them legal, made it legal to give unlimited amounts of money to independent groups, and created loopholes so that it could be done in secret. I have written columns in the Hill newspaper and other places where I said and wrote that that was the worst Supreme Court decision in 150 years since slavery in the United States. We're talking not about the 1%, but about the top 1% of the 1% that can literally buy and sell elections and do so in secret. It's a horrible way to run an election. We're turning the United States into the House of Lords, where people who have the amount of money to buy an election can buy it. We may never know some of the people who will be doing this because it could be done in secret. It was a horrifyingly bad Supreme Court decision by a 5-4 vote. It should be reversed. We should be attacking it politically. And the American people hate that decision, by the way, by 80%. They don't like that decision. But what it basically does is it takes a system that is corrupted by big money, and it makes it even more corrupt because there's more big money and now more secret big money, and that is an outrage.
Now, we know if private entities funds elections, then they want in return certain favors, such as, of course, votes to go their way, such as no increase in tax for big corporations is one of the main themes. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And the Supreme Court decision actually made the ridiculous suggestion that corporations are people. That's the legal issue that this is all based on. And corporations obviously are not people. Corporations don't go to jail. Corporations shouldn't have the same rights as individuals. And what happens is the corporations spend all this money either as wealthy individuals that work for the corporations or as corporations, and they eliminate the free voice of all the other people that don't have that much money to spend. And obviously, people that give money, in almost all cases, they give big money, they want to buy something for that money, and what they want to buy is legislation. They want to buy members of Congress. They want to buy governors. And again, freedom should never be for sale to whoever has the most money to buy it. It's wrong on every level, and corporations should not be treated as people. That's ridiculous legally, morally, and politically.
Now, just to go a little bit deeper into that question, in your opinion, are the major entities that are helping out presidents into office, would you consider them to be the biggest three, big tobacco, oil, and the pharmaceutical companies?
Well, let's not forget the banks and the financial companies and the hedge funds and the wealthy individuals. And also there are people who happen to be extremely conservative and right-wing who are spending a lot of money. But also, yes, the pharmaceuticals do it, the tobacco companies do it. But I think the financial groups are going to be doing it both individually and as companies. And I think there is a group of right-wing, really extremist conservatives with a lot of money who will probably be the single biggest group. And my hope is if we have to have a system that at least some liberals come by who have a lot of money and make up for some of that so the system isn't totally bought by the far right, the banks, and the polluters.
Very well. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your views with us. Brent Budowsky, columnist from The Hill.